Hello, I'm Karen, and today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these petite little cardigans. So this is my trellis pattern. I did do this pattern about 8 years ago, and I'm making so it's got little splits in the side. So I'm making this one the same as the adults version, just so you can see. There's one in lilac, so you can get a different image of the colours. Okay, and I'm going to be using a double knit in pink to be able to get you going on this one. So I'm going to give you instructions because we've got certain rules we need to abide by, but they're really easy ones. Okay, so the first one is the first stitch. So begin with a twist or a slip stitch, slip knot, depending what you want, but we need a chain of 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to do yarn over twice because we're using a treble crochet cluster if you're in the US, or it's a double treble cluster if you're in the UK. So we go into the very first chain, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2 and stop, yarn over twice, go back into that first chain, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, we've got 3, pull through all 3, and that's our first cluster done. Okay, so when we're going to do our next clusters, we're going to be working into this, just pull that up, into this area here, into this stitch. Yeah, so from now onwards we're going to do a chain 3 cluster. So it's 1, 2, 3, yarn over twice, go into that stitch, come through, yarn over, pull through 2, oops, I've split my yarn, pull through 2, yarn over twice, into there. I'm sorry, my yarn is really squeaky. It's really warm in the UK today. Really warm. Okay, so, and we're just going to keep on making these. So one of the first rules of this pattern, obviously, with the first stitch always starts with the chain of 4. And then when you're making your actual cardigan, because they're made to measure, I've literally done all the sizes. I've done 16 different sizes in total, and I've written them, and the pattern is going to be in my Etsy shop. It's not while I'm recording the video because I want to put a link for the video into it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so there's going to be those. So this is the one this is just a guide, and this will help you with all of them so that you've got the gist of it. So for this petite one, it's actually going to be a 12-inch. So we're going to need 6 inches across the back. So, and what you've got to do with all of these ones, that's one of the rules, is that the back panel has to be an even number so that you can halve that to do your front panels. And so oh, that stitch did not go right. I'll try that one again. Yeah, so there's different variations, slightly different little things that you can do to tweak yours to how you want it. And once you've got the gist of it, well, the world's your oyster, as they say. You can do what you like. But yes, I've been working on this pattern for a while. I was going to do the videos earlier, but then other things happened in life which took priority. So where I've got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. Look, so the 6 is the actual width of the actual back that we want. But the rule of this pattern is you have to make 2 extra on the very first row because of the way that the pattern works. So we'll do those 2 extra, and then we'll show you how it works so that you've got a better understanding. Nearly there. Yes, the weather is absolutely amazing in the UK. I know when I was young, we did not used to get heat like this at this time of year. We used to have definite seasons when I was young. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got our 8. So the way that it works, so these last 2, this bit's going to go up, and that bit's going to come over. Yeah, so what we're going to do is count down. So the bottom of the 3rd cluster, or the top, realistically, of the 4th cluster is where we're going to work. So now we're going to do the 3-stitch cluster. So yarn over twice, go into the hole there, yarn over twice, go into there, and one more time. So this is called the 3-stitch cluster, yeah, and that is that one. Okay, so we're going to just do it again. So now you do chain of 3, and we're going to, so we're making the horizontal piece, like that. So we're going to pull through 3, and the horizontal piece, the vertical piece, this one, I don't think I showed you properly on the last bit. I think I was going too fast, so I'm slowing down a bit. We pull through 4 loops at the end. There. Yep, so we've got 4, and we pull through all 4. And you're just going to keep on, and that is literally what you're going to keep on doing until you get to the end of your row. So I'm just going to get the piece that I've done to the end of the row, because I'm trying to get everything all into one video, because I can't please everybody. I know I'm not trying to please everybody, but somebody was like not happy that my last cardigan, that it wasn't all available in one video. So anyway, so we're getting to the end of the row now. Okay, so we're going to work our very last one right into the beginning where we've already worked, and do the 3-stitch cluster like that. Now we're going to, so ready to do the next row. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, turn, and we're going to be working into this piece here where we've already worked into there, look. So you're going to do your first one. So every time that you're changing your row or your round, because it's still the same rule whether you're doing it in rows or rounds, you've got to do 2 of the chain 3 clusters to go up. So one of the pieces of the cluster is to go up, and the second one is to come across. So you do that there, and then you bend it over, and you're working into here now, so that you're going to make your little trellis pattern. So these little trellis ones, they're like little flowers, like 4-petal flowers. So yeah, I actually designed this 8 years ago. I actually watched my old video as well, which was kind of funny to me to sit and watch. Yeah, so in that one, when I was doing the trellis one, I was talking about dragon's blood, and I was like, oh yeah, the dragon's blood, which was the secret code that the Sumerians was using like 3,000 years ago for the writing tool. And I thought, yes, there's a lot of secrecy. But anyway, so you're just going to keep on going. So this particular piece, for the back piece, I've already done some, so we're already prepared. These ones have got the markings in where I'm going to be joining, so please excuse that for now. So this one, so we've got our 6, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the of our horizontals. But this is your row, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so the tiniest one is 6 by 8 when you're finished. Okay, and then the front panel, just bring you that one so you can just see that one separately. These markers are just for my joining pieces. So you can see on the front panel, it's only 3 of the clusters across, but it's still 8 high. And I didn't do the very last one there, which was how we get the, oops, bring it over. So we get the indentation for there. So this is small. Obviously, if you only want to do it, so you want to have it of a wider neck area, you can actually finish on this one if you wanted to. You need to make 2 of those, both exactly the same, literally just one's one way around and one's the other way around. That's literally all it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the joining pieces, because one piece you join from the front and one you join from the back. So we've got our 2 clusters here, which is why I've got my mark there. And if I get my, oh my gosh, I've got myself in a tangle with the yarn. Right. And guess what I did? I used the wrong pink to do my thing with at the beginning, so I'm going to have to cut my yarn. Right. I was trying to do it in all different shades of pink. Let's move that piece. Right. Okay, so this is obviously, this is going to look invisible when you join it on, but so the left, this is actually technically, when I'm looking at it, it's the left side, but when it's worn, it's actually the right side. But this side always is attached from the front. So you put your hook through the gap there, and then through, so this is the second cluster along. I've already marked it. You can mark it with the tail ends like I have, or you can use those little plasticky things, which I don't particularly like myself, but you know. Right, so slip stitch through. Now we're going to do a chain of 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, through the next cluster hole and the next cluster hole, and slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the corner one has always gone round down the side a little bit, so it's just there. And then this corner one has obviously got the tail end in it still. It's handy to leave the tail ends in so you know where you're at, which is the right way around with your pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now at this stage we're just going to work into the back piece because we're leaving a gap for the armhole. So we're going to slip stitch into that one, and then go 1, 2. Oops, I'm coming back because I split my yarn and I don't want that split. Right, try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch into this one, and then go 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, and now we're going to slip stitch through the front piece and the back piece and slip stitch those together. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you've got your little armhole, yeah, and we're going to just go through to the next one, down through the front, through the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one I've marked it because I want to stop it, because I want to show you how to do the splits the same as I did in the adults cardigan. So you can obviously go all the way to the bottom if you don't want to have the split, but I found the split was really handy with this one because of my hips. But yeah, it just made it sit really nicely. I just wanted a pretty cardigan that could go over the top of something. So you're going to have your piece joined like that. The other side, you're going to put them together, but you're going to work from the back through the front. And I'm sorry, I know there's loads of tail ends right now, because after this section is where I do highly recommend you go and sew in all of the tail ends. But I'm just going to show you this one as well. So you're going to go through the back and then through the front. Yeah, and you should just do the same thing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, through there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one, remember, it's come round a little bit there. Yeah, and you want to get that one that's also gone round a little bit there. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're just going to come into the back panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, into the back panel again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to be going through the back panel. Now I want to get the front panel. Where's my little marker? There. Like, ooh, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Move those out on my way. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is this piece all joined together, and once you've sewn in all of your tail ends and removed in all of your markers, it's really, really, really important that you then turn the cardigan inside out. Okay, and I'm leaving it here just so you can see. Yep. So once you've removed those markers there, you can see you've got this pink one, which is your join, and the same there. So it will end up looking a bit like that. Right, so let's move on to the next piece. So let's just put that over there. This piece, I've already started doing bits and bobs on it. So So that sleeve is just so I can show you the next stage of that bit, but I'm going to show you how to join on the sleeve now. And we're going to be joining the sleeve onto, so this pink, oh, by the way, all my yarn is double knit yarn. This one is this one's called the Nude Pink from the Pato. It is beautiful. I love this shade of pink. It's so delicate. Right, so this cardigan here, so if we have a look, let me get you up to the camera. So can you see? So where we was doing our slip stitch to join is made this stitch right there in the middle. And you want to go underneath your 2 strands there. And make sure I've got the right tail end. Right, and then you're going to slip stitch through, do your chain of 3, and then do your first cluster, ooh, squeaky, into that stitch there. And remember, I said to you, when you're making the rounds, because we're going to go in the round now, you still do go up 2 clusters, because one of them is your vertical and the other one is your horizontal. So one's to go up and one's to go across. So then we're going to move along, move the tail end out of the way. So here, look, we're going to work into this piece. So that's my whole of my cardigan. There. And this is where we do a 3-stitch cluster. Ooh. Sorry. Got myself in a tangle there. And then yarn over, pull through all the 4. Remember, now we're going to do a horizontal piece. It works exactly the same way as you do in rows until you get to the very end bit where I'll show you on the other piece. But I want to show you the top piece first on the shoulder. So you've got to bear with me to get to that point because I am determined to get there. That didn't look right, that didn't. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, so this cardigan, it's been in the making for a little while now, and the pattern is going to be available in my Etsy shop. And remember, if you want to go and buy something on my Etsy shop, I've put in, there's a promotion code which you put in SAVE20, so it's just SAVE and then the number 20. I will put a link in the description box as well. Right, so, when we get to the top of the actual shoulder piece, you can see we've got the cluster hole there, we've got a cluster hole there, but we've got the stitch right in the middle where we was joining everything together. That's the stitch you want to then work into there. And then that way, it'll help your pattern sit nicely, okay? And then, there, look, we can see that it's now matching up. So you do get that bit of a doubly bit going off there, but it's nice. It's really nice and easy. So you're just going to keep on doing that. You're going to keep working in the round. I'll just do this piece. And then I'm going to give in. I'm going to start on the other side because I need to show you what it's like when you get to the bottom to join. Okay, so you do that all the way right round till you get to, obviously, to your little bit there. And you're going to slip stitch to join in there. Then you're going to do 2 again to make a second round. So this is after the second round has been done on here. Let's just pull this tail end tight and then I can show you properly. So you can see we've done the 2 rounds, and at the end of the round what you do is because it'll look like this, look, you'll get this bend there, and you just want to slip stitch to join there to complete the pattern so it continues to make the square. And then for the very final round, because your sleeves will be like that. So in the adults one, I've left them open. I thought it was lovely to have an open sleeve. And if you want to, with the baby one, please also leave it open. But I just wanted to show you that you can make it into like a little balloon sleeve. So you do a chain of 3. And then what you're going to do is work over this last post that you did of your cluster. And you're just going to just do normal trebles. So you just do 2 of those. Like that. And you just do those all the way around and then slip stitch to the first double treble crochet to join, and you'll have your little, let me bring the other one over. Excuse me. Well, I've got a darker pink one. Shall I show you in the darker pink? Look, so this is the dark pink. So you can see that's what the sleeves do. Some people might say that they're a little bit tiny, but you can actually get your finger and thumb in, so you can grab hold of little teeny tiny hands to pull them through. You may also, like I said before, you might find that that's a little bit close around the neck, so you may want to make that a little bit wider if you want to. So the only other bit we've got to show you how to do is the edging. So let's just, right, so we've got all different sorts of yarn going off on that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different colour just so you can see what this looks like. So in the instructions I've actually said to start in a corner, but I wanted to share with you this joint here. It's just like the shoulders where you've got all clusters coming together, but you did join down the side. So there is actually a little stitch there, and all we do to do the edging is you slip stitch, shut that through, do the chain of 4, and then slip stitch into the hole of the cluster, and just go 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and that's it all the way around, unless you want to add buttons. If you want to add buttons, what you do is when you get to the side that you want the button loops to be, which would be technically be this side if it was going to be a girl, because the buttons are on the left for ladies, so the loops would be on the right. Yeah, and you just do this. So just by doing just this chain of 4, I know this is not in the same colour, but I'm just showing you how that goes. It gives you that lovely finish, and it blends. If I bring you back the lemon one, actually maybe the lilac one will be easier to see. You can see how it just neatens up the whole of everything. Maybe not on there. Look like I've got a snaggy bit. But one more little bit then to go. I'm just going to get my cardigan. So this is my one. Excuse all the noises. This is my one that I did in the white. And I did mine with, I did double loops, but I also did an extra row around the edges. So this one, there was a chain of 5. So just so I could make the buttonholes, because I just wanted to have the, it's looped over there. I wanted to have the double fastening, so where I actually put the loops through and do that, because I wanted, and these have only got a chain 10 by the way for these bigger buttons, because I wanted it to sit really nicely together at the front, so it made a really nice thing there. And the ends of it, where I've done on the collar, what I did is I stopped at 2 of the clusters, so you do like, it just makes like a little staggered edge, which is really lovely. So I do believe, just put that away a minute. Yeah, so go back to the little lilac one. Okay, so that is how to, the basic instructions. So I'm just thinking if there's anything else I've forgotten. Oh, so just a quick reminder. If you want to do this petite one, you make 8 to start off with, and then these last 2 are to turn over for the back panel. And if you want to, for the front panel, you need to make 5 clusters, so that when you turn over, you end up with your 3. Yeah, and each of these clusters measures 1 inch, so realistically you can just keep going up. And I've written all of the instructions to be able to do 16 different sizes if you would like to do that. And that's it for me today, so thank you very much for being with me, and hope you enjoy the warm weather, and bye for now.